is up, everybody? What's up, everybody? I'm gonna have to cut all this out because it just bolts were locked up in it all rusty. So I had to cut it out from here. Probably have to just cut all this bad stuff out, and then I have to put some new nuts here on the back, get those tacked in, and actually might as well get those cut because we Gonna make a long form video a little bit later and start cutting the floor out. My battery got too hot here. We got a couple of these things left, so I've saved that. That'll give us a measurement there. I'm just gonna take and just put a regular 1/2 inch nut on the back, tack her in. What up, Chris? Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Trying to get some more prep work done. Figured no point of making, like, you know, 5 or 6 videos all the same thing working on the floor if we're not really making progress. So just taking over where I left off last night for everybody that didn't get a chance to stop in for that one. Might actually just start cutting stuff tonight, so I got about an hour before I gotta get out of here. Alright, so we're gonna finish this, but we'll finish a little bit later. So I cut this out. This is where the driver's side seat mounts, and the floor was rotted under it, so I chose to cut it out. I know about where this is going to sit when we put it back. We just got to go through, straighten all the lips on here a little bit. Probably get her a little more precise once we get there, but I think that'll be perfect. It's just got to be enough to work. So I guess we can start kind of drawing stuff in. I was gonna grab a slip sheet from work and I forgot about it. So I don't know what else I got laying around here. Slip sheet would have been awesome, but I don't think I got any boxes that are big enough to cover that. Well, shit. What a nice sheet pink insulation board. That'll get us started, right? I was hoping to use like a slip sheet from work. It's a real thin piece of like construction paper, but it's like 42 inches by 48 inches. Usually a little bit better material, but you got 48 other things going on. Kind of rough. What up, Donald? All right. So how well is this gonna work? If I had a heat gun, I'd probably just heat it up and lay it right down in there. Yeah, this ain't gonna work. Might be wide enough we can kind of piece it. I guess not. I don't know what the hell I'm doing at this point. I guess we'll try it anyway. Find that furthest one. I thought I had a marker in here. Gotta go underneath and try to trace this shit out. All right, we got oh yeah, we got some third grade drawings right here. It'll be close. It'll be close. I bring you guys over here for a minute. Yeah, I do, Chris. Them slip sheets are nice because they're 42 by 48, like just large construction paper. So see, this is probably never gonna work, but whatever. So I know the edge is probably good, but I need that lip on there. So move it over like that, and we're gonna move it back. So this should get us pretty close. Okay, so I wanted 18, only got 16 on the sheet metal. That's all they had. I gotta unbury all this stuff I got over here. Get that moved around there. We're gonna add extra. So it should be close. I don't know if I have seen that yet, Chris, or not. This is actually Woodward Fab. I think this is their 8-inch. I gave one of these away. It was my first giveaway. Like 120 bucks. Can do 1/4-inch aluminum, 3/16 steel, and then it has pass through, I think, for 3/8 rod or 1/2 inch. It's I think it's 1/2 inch solid pipe. All right. I mean, it works good on small stuff. I've cut 3/16 with it, and it kind of sucks, but it does work. Works great on aluminum. Sorry, I gotta get my tripod going here. Holy shit. Why don't you tell us what this pretty truck is there, Terminator? Since you own it now. So those of you who don't know, Terminator there, went to school together, all our lives, graduated, still friends. And he had this truck and wanted some help, so we said, yeah, we'll make some content and get you fixed up. Oh, it's gonna be pretty big yet. I have to trim it. Because we got that notch out right there. It's close to 48, but I was hoping to kind of just lay it down on top of that. That's only 39. But from back there, here's about 45. Yeah, we got to work on your exhaust at some point. Not there yet, but we're getting there. Man, I just realized you ain't got no kick down cable on this either, so. Okay, so if we go true measurements, it's about 19.5. And here we're about 20. We're about 22. About 23. But we can move this trans tunnel over and kind of straighten it out. Well, you guys can't see that because I'm just talking and pointing at stuff. The trans tunnel here we can push over because it's got a nice curve on it. There's nothing in it because it's got the 3-inch body lift, so we can push it straight just a little bit. And then kind of form that in there. It's pretty close where I want it. It's gonna be tight. Somehow I gotta get it under these wires again, I guess. And their Terminator, we were going to, I was going to do some more long form videos on it, but I've already got a few just doing the floor, so trying to do a couple lives to get by, and then that way we can go back to making progress. Let's say this truck's probably got the skinniest gas pedal of any vehicle I've ever seen. If I can get in here. Some bitch is 1.25 inches wide. Let me guess, you're out there straight piping her, huh? So this is gonna have to be kind of somewhat bent around that. Forgot about the wires there. Kind of gotta be like that. There's our front. That's gonna be close. And we just gotta trim this all by hand somehow. I did find your brake pedal. I don't remember what I did with it. I found it in the shifter. Anyway, your brake pedal cover, because it's a stick, so stick shift's got small pedals, and then your automatic always has wide brake pedal. I guess for now we can get this out of the way. So there should be your new floor, but we just got to get her kind of bent and formed around. This side's got to have a bend in it. This side's got to have a bend in it like this so that you got seal. But I'm kind of thinking about just cutting that whole piece off and making two pieces, because I don't think it's going to fit with just one piece. And I think it'll be a lot easier trying to form it if it's square. Yeah, we're gonna go that route. We'll make two different pieces, that way it's easier, because once we get close on the front, and we try to switch to the back, it's gonna be too much. If we wanted the super easy route, we'd just buy floor pans, put the damn floor pans in there. But I got this whole sheet of metal for about 20 bucks. Well, Terminator got it for 20 bucks, which is a hell of a lot cheaper than a floor pan. So that's why I wanted the 18 gauge, because it's going to be a little bit more forgiving when we're trying to bend it. We can cut down as much as we need to. We just have to be very careful when we do it that we don't cut more than we need to. So pretty much we can start getting a straight edge. I use this ruler. Kind of go point to point. Yeah, see there's a big gap, but we can push this over and then clear this gap up front without, you know, deforming the whole damn floor. Because he talked about getting a rust-free cab in box at some point, so he just wants to be able to drive it. So he's not shooting for anything super pretty, but I want it to work for him. So now we're going to start measuring stuff. A little bit more precise. About 20.5. And we're going to go every 6 inches. So go back 6 inches. That puts us at 20. So for now, we're going to mark it at 20. But remember, we can push that out a little bit. Oh, so we're going to go 20. Measure back 6 inches. We're going to be about here. Remember that we can go plus 5. Plus 0.5, sorry. And we'll measure back from there. Yep, 12 inches. We know we need to be about here. That's gonna be about 19 1/4. On our mark back here, we're gonna go 19 1/4. Plus we want the lip of this, which seems to be about 3/4, so we need to add plus 0.75 to that one. and that's what our seal will run all the way across this floor on. Then we can do the next one. I measure back about there. We're about 19 and a half. So we'll go on this one, we're gonna go about 19 and a half plus 0.75. And then we're gonna do it for this 24 as well, which is gonna be about 19 and a half as well. Just around here. So we'll go, our last one here, let's be about 19 plus 0.75. All right. So we got all that wrote down. Now the 0.75 we know is going to start. Let's see. Roughly 12 inches. So we go down to our 12-inch mark right here. It's going to be right here. So I'm going to draw this line. So there'll be no lip on this side right here. So in order to do that, I'll have to bend both pieces, but this one will be the most important. So if I do bend that up, that 3/4 of an inch, which we can go ahead and mark now. Alright, take that. So there's our 3/4 of an inch. Now, our measurement was 19 and a quarter. So we need 20 inches. So if we turn that around, there's our 19 and a quarter, and then our 3/4 gap or lip. This can be about a 1/16, so that'll be all right. And then I need to do it on this one too. So this was 19 and a half. So 19 and a half, we're gonna add 3/4, so that's gonna be 20 and a quarter. This one as well. This was 19 and a half. So same thing, 20 and a quarter. Now I can take this straight edge like this. This is gonna get me close. So that should be 12 inches back. So then for the front, it's gonna be the same thing. But I don't need the lip, but I'm gonna have to incorporate it. So this was about 20. So I'm gonna add 3/4. We're about 20 and a half right at the top. So I'm gonna add 3/4 of that. It'll be 21 and a half. I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna kind of estimate where it's going to be close. I mean, the shit's not perfect. That should be pretty damn close to where we're at. So 12 inches back here. I should be able to cut that, and now I can bend that right in my brake, because this is 27. I can do up to 30. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the front up here, I'm going to end up having to notch some of this out, and it's going to have to be bent up. So I'm going to have to cut this spot here, if you're following me. If I just bend this is great, but I also need to bend it this way. So what's going to happen is this is going to kink, so you have to put in a relief cut here, and then probably have to put an angle on each side. So you bend it, and then when you bend it up and bend it up, you have room for that. So this side, I believe we're good. Kind of gonna just eyeball it for a minute there. I think it's close. The only part that's gonna get me is if this floor is not completely flat, I'm gonna have a gap, which that's where this sits. So I don't know. We're gonna find out here. So I think when I cut this in my shear, I'm just gonna do that now. We'll add about 1/8 of an inch to our mark. So bring y'all back out here. Give me 1 second here, get this flipped around, because I am not a professional. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. Make sure you guys are checking out my moderators' channels too. So there's a reason why they're moderators on my channel. They're always commenting, they're always watching my shit. And when you're a moderator, I always try to watch your stuff too, so. Thing that's gonna be hard is trying to get this back cut, because I'm gonna have to turn it this way, so it's probably gonna bend just a little bit. All right. She's gonna be close, so we can go ahead. Go ahead and do my relief cut right here. And for now, because I'm not going to need this side really. Then flip you guys around here. I gotta get my table cleaned. It's pretty filthy, but got a bunch of projects going on. All right, so looks like we got a little bit of obstruction there. I don't really need that, so I'm just gonna pound it flat real quick. Okay, now this thing is a pain in the ass to do. So I'm gonna have to move some stuff real quick. Just gonna put you guys over here. Like I said, I got a mess going. Actually, it doesn't work out too bad for you guys though. Squared up. Appreciate all the likes too, guys. Oh, what'd you say, Chris? Yeah, I've seen your garage, man. You do what you gotta do. Okay, so go ahead, take this, kind of gonna line up the width of our material. We got these big clamps. Kind of got to get just right. This is one of them cheap brake presses, but I mean, it works. Just doesn't work as efficient. So since this is about a 1/16 of an inch, we know that it's going to be about a 1/16. So we need to factor that in. My sprinkler just turned on. All right, so this, I gotta be careful because if you just pry this up, sometimes this plate here, it just moves and it throws everything off. See what I mean? So I may not be able to bend this, but we're gonna try a couple extra clamps. The reason it does it is because there's nothing to hold this flat. And I figured it'd probably be a pain to do because this thing's only rated for like, I think 20 gauge, 22 gauge, something like that. Try to stick something under this plate. Probably gonna end up having to stick it in the vise. Yeah. Damn it, I didn't want to do that either. I guess. Got about 10 more minutes left here. See what we can do. I guess we're not having to. The reason I don't like doing it this way is because eventually the metal wants to bend where you don't want it to. Then it's an extra crease. Like that right there. All right. So here's kind of where we got. So if I start pushing this down, oh, there you go. So this is off just a little bit because of the transition of the floor right here, but we're starting to follow that curve. Looks like we need to go ahead a couple inches, and then I gotta relieve this right here because this is starting to come out, or the floor is changing the curvature. So, but that is a pretty good start for tonight. So with that being said, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm sweating my ass off. I need a shower and gotta work tomorrow. So thanks everybody for tuning in, all the likes, appreciate it, all the subs that we just picked up. And catch you guys on the next one. So take care.